Welcome in, everybody. It's the coach, and you're tuned in to Madden 19 on EA Sports. Coming up, we'll see the Denver Broncos behind their new signal color, Case Keenum, take on the Red Rifle, Andy Dalton, and the Cincinnati Bengals. With that, let's get up to Paul Brown Stadium in Cincinnati. For the call, we bring in our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Coach, it's the NFL on EA Sports, and there you get a look at Paul Brown Stadium on the banks of the Ohio River in Cincinnati. The enthusiasm of this Cincinnati crowd in full effect a moment ago as their Bengals took the field to the delight of this sold-out crowd, and they're all set as they'll match up with the Denver Broncos. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis on hand. Kickoff just moments away. Charles, quickly, keys to the game.
For me, it's coaching. Who prepared his team the best going into this one to give them the confidence to believe that they would win the game? That's who's going to come out of this one on top.
Fielded about a yard deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. So here are the Broncos now for their opening drive. It'll be Case Keenum leading him onto the field, making his first start in a Denver Bronco uniform.
And at the 2018 draft, when the Broncos number came up at 5, plenty of chatter that they might take a quarterback right there. Remember, Josh Allen was still on the board. Josh Rosen was still on the board. But the Broncos made a commitment to Case Keenum in free agency, and they're living up to it. Did not take a quarterback in that slot. Going to ride with their new number 4. Case Keenum.
Keenum going to lead the Broncos up now, 1st and 10. Throwing on first down is Keenum. He's got it, the tight end Jeff Heuerman. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now a play fake here on first down. Wide open receiver complete. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A really nice gain of 25 yards. So the same tandem connecting on back-to-back throws to start the game.
And maybe throwing the scouting report off just a little bit. That's not exactly what they think is going to be their number 1 receiver, but he's producing already early in this game.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Big Geno Atkins there to bring him down. The offensive lineup now, and the guy we highlight, Emmanuel Sanders.
You can use him in any spot as a wide receiver. In the slot, out wide, it doesn't matter. He just makes plays.
Now Keenum throwing on second. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. Emmanuel Sanders, the intended receiver. And now it's 3rd down. And the Bengals starting defensive unit now.
Coming off of 9 sacks and his 6th Pro Bowl is Geno Atkins, who's an absolute force inside. Not only does he have the ability to wreck a running game because he's able to take out not just 1, but often 2 blockers, his inside presence and ability to rush the passer makes things very difficult for opposing offenses.
They need to get to the 29 if they want to pick up a first here on 3rd down. Shotgun snap for Keenum. He's got a man. It's Sutton that's complete. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. And a nice gain at 21 yards.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. Broncos with their first trip to the red zone thus far. They have a 1st and 10 at the 13-yard line. And they'll go on the ground. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things. But the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
Now the former Utah man, this is Devontae Booker, and nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. So an even first quarter on the scoreboard, but the threat of points on the horizon. Can't wait to see what the 2nd quarter has in store. We'll return to Cincinnati after this. Back alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Bronco football to begin quarter number 2. They're on the march, but facing a 3rd down here. Working from the gun, Keenum. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. It'll be a 2-yard gain, and that'll bring up 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the 1st down. In this case, it didn't happen.
So on 4th down, on comes Brandon McManus and the field goal unit for the Broncos. From the left hash, a chip shot here. And McManus able to put it through. And the Broncos, the first to grace the scoreboard. It's 3-zip. So a nice opening drive on the road. You get the 3 points. Part of you wonders if that might hurt them later not getting into the end zone.
Well, the good thing is still first quarter, and they did come out of it with points. In a sense, they can look at positively and say, hey, we set the pace in this one. I think that's how they'll go about it.
After splitting the uprights, McManus to kick it away. This is taken at the 3. And he'll take this across the 25. Couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Here come the Bengals now to take over. Calling the shots in the huddle will be the 8th-year man from TCU. His first season in his 30s. The quarterback is Andy Dalton.
2 straight subpar years for the Bengals, 6-9-1 in 2016, followed by a 7-9 in 2017. Many are starting to wonder whether Andy Dalton's actually on the hot seat this year. It's unfortunate. It comes with the territory when you're a starting quarterback in the NFL, even if it's not always fair.
So here's Dalton and the Bengals now, 1st and 10 at their own 27. Now a first carry for Giovanni Bernard. And he'll get about 4 across the 30 to the 32. Two minutes to go here in the first half. We'll come back to Cincinnati after this. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll take you to Orlando and Jonathan Coachman. Coach will have highlights and analysis of this first half, one that's featured no touchdowns as of yet on either side.
So his job's a little bit easier for this halftime report.
Need to give the coach some highlights here.
Yes, we do.
Second down, Dalton. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Boyd. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks. A first down throw coming for Dalton. Underneath, this is Bernard. Nothing on that one. It'll be second down. Now the Bengals urging everybody to get back to the line of scrimmage. Off the play fake to Mixon. This is Dalton. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up third.
When I watched that play, I thought about what my coaches had told me in the past. The biggest teaching point, get your head around. Locate the football so you can make a play on it while it's in the air. That's exactly what he did there. That was nice.
An incomplete pass on second down. That muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10. And it'll be Dalton again. Escapes the sack. But now he's swallowed up and taken down. Now the Broncos are going to take a timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. All right, so the timeout over and all 11 men back out onto the field for the defense. So on 4th down, on comes the left-footed punter, Kevin Huber, to punt it away. Back deep for the Bengals, Adam Jones. And coming out now, the Broncos. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Keenum going to lead the Broncos up now 1st and 10. Here's Royce Freeman, the first carry for the rookie. And he'll get him a little bit of breathing room across the 5 to the 6-yard line. And before this second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. And we are back here. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. So the offense takes a timeout, and now we're set to get going. Here's Keenum now on second down. And the catch made. This is Emmanuel Sanders. And he'll get it up a little shy of the 15. They'll spot him down at the 14-yard line. Keenum to Sanders for the Denver first down.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helped to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
On 1st and 10, here's Keenum. Throwing the comeback route. He's got the hook up to Thomas. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. Denver has a first down on the 15-yard play. So we come upon halftime with the visiting Broncos taking the lead to the locker room. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much, and welcome everyone to this abridged version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. This one's been all about the defense, just a lone field goal in that first half, and as a result, not too much available in terms of highlights. But that's okay. We've got a full half to go. And to bring it your way, let's get back out to Brandon and Charles.
Thank you, sir. A field goal separates these two teams as we come back for this second half. These offenses seemingly still back at the hotel for the first half. 3-0 our score as the second half gets underway. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Bengal offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second half?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
The drive starts with a handoff to Bernard. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
That was a good run, and it got to the second level. And what I mean by that is that's where the linebackers usually play. First level being the defensive front, last level being the secondary. But the strong safety position ended up making the tackle. And oftentimes we call them a hybrid. Combination defensive back, combination linebacker. We saw the linebacker make the stop.
Now whistles and a flag, and I believe a Bengal got going a little early there.
False start, offense.
And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5.
Still second down.
A bad false start penalty there. Now 2nd and 6. From the gun, Dalton looks to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. First target, first catch, and a first down.
It certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers. But hands, route running, speed, and some toughness to go across the middle, you put it all together, you got a heck of a tight end candidate.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. From midfield here, Dalton. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Brandon Marshall coming on the blitz. He gets him for a loss of 7.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to take this one up only to about the 44-yard line. And they only get a yard back there. They'll be left with a 3rd down and long.
Oftentimes we praise an offense for their variety of being able to hit people with the run in the pass. But in this game, how about what we're seeing from the safeties? They are all over the field. Doesn't matter if they threw it or if they're trying to run it.
I don't think we've ever awarded an MVU, most valuable unit, but you're right. It might go to them in this game.
I like that. MVU. Well done.
3rd and long. What will Dalton dial up? That's complete to John Ross. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. They get 15, but they still needed a little bit more. 4th down.
Boy, they had a lot of real estate to make up there, but what a big-time play for them. Nice completion, excellent gain. Now they're in 4th and manageable.
Just a little short, though, with that marker. Feeling like they're not quite in field goal range yet. They're going to go for it on 4th. Out of the gun, it's Dalton. And my goodness, this is incomplete. Marvin Lewis tries for it, but comes up empty. And the Broncos will take over on downs. Even though they didn't get it, probably the right call. Too long for a field goal and just not a whole lot to gain from a punt there.
Yeah, you wouldn't have really netted very much yardage if you pumped the ball, right? And the thing about a field goal, and you know this from so much experience, the longer the field goal, the lower it comes out off the kick, right? Which means it's got a better chance of being blocked. So you're taking a chance either way. I like the fact they went for it.
And they'll run it here. And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on 1st down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Cincinnati. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. And on the ground they go with a running back. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And that'll lead here to a 3rd down.
Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bringing up a key 3rd down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity, because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now. Just stop them, get to the ball. That means they might not be sound defensively. There could be some opportunities.
And you said key 3rd down. Highlight that word, put it in bold. Here we go. Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Here's Keenum. And this is caught. Demaryius Thomas. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Demaryius Thomas, 54 yards, and the Broncos will extend their lead. So on 3rd and medium, they dial up the pass, and it works to hit the end zone.
And it's really not a surprise to me. That's a throwing down in the NFL because of how tough it is to run the football. But what offenses like to do is still show run formations to make them respect it and throw out of those. In this case, they took a nice shot at the end zone and made it pay off.
On here, Brandon McManus for the point after. McManus's point after is good, and the lead grows to 10-0. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive, and it ends with a Denver touchdown. Now McManus on to kick this one off. This is taken at the 3. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover. So here's Dalton and the Bengals now, 1st and 10 at their own 26. They'll begin here with Bernard. It'll be a minimum pickup, and it will take us to the 2-minute warning. Time for a break. We'll come back and see this one out after this. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. It's 2nd down. Dalton looking on the screen. Bernard. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. And a nice gain of 21 yards. So now Dalton. Green with a catch left side. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. And the fans probably thinking, wow, that's the first time Dalton and Green have connected here, and it's late. Where have they been?
And because they haven't been there, haven't been present, haven't done it often, their team is losing right now. It's vital that those two connect if they want to have a chance.
Big spot. Andy Dalton. Incomplete, almost intercepted. They haven't picked him off yet. Would have been a great time for the first, but instead it's 3rd down. I guess they're in a situation now, 4th quarter, where they're forced to take some chances, but I don't know that that was the type of a chance you want to take.
And that one could very easily have been intercepted, and if it does get picked off, that could possibly seal this one.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. All right, here's Dalton. He's got his man, Boyd. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Dalton wants to throw. He drops it off for Bernard. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and that'll make this a second down. Six yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. The first carry for the second-year man, Joe Mixon. He will push his way down to about the 14. It'll be a pickup of a couple, and it leaves him with a 3rd and 3. Defense offsides here. Freebie for Dalton. And they drop him for a loss, but penalty markers are on the field. Let's see about the call.
Offside. Defense.
Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah,
offsides, easy call. Mark off the 5 and keep it moving.
So now then, the penalty's got him set up with a 1st and goal. Dalton here from the gun. Oh, no, he lost the football. And the offense will get this one back. Boy, that could have been catastrophic at this late stage of the game, but they avoid disaster. Dalton throwing on 2nd down. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. That catch good for 8, but still, it's 3rd and goal now. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down. Flag comes in. This might be a free play. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down.
Offside. Defense.
And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
The ball placed just outside of the end zone as they come up again on another 3rd and goal. Despite only needing 1, Dalton to throw. And this is caught. So it's a late touchdown, but maybe too late. Still a little time left on the clock, however. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a 1-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the other side, you get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
On for the point after is Randy Bullock. Oh, this is blocked. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And it ends with a Bengals score. So the clock sits at 16 seconds as they line up for the onside kick. And the Broncos are able to recover, and that should just about wrap this one up. The risk-reward of the onside kick, when you don't get it, the risk comes out to play, and here they gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything, because you're trying your best to press advantages when you have them, And field position leads you to that type of play calling, and whether you want to blitz or whether you want to throw the ball deep, those types of things. Now they've given up that type of field position, the advantage is switched to their opponent.
This is Freeman on 1st and 10. And he'll be brought down at about the 42. And now the Bengal defense here calling a timeout as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in the football game. And now following that timeout, the defense back out onto the field. And they'll go with the ground attack here. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. And here come the whistles and a timeout with 7 seconds left. So a defensive timeout, chance to regather, regroup, and get set as we resume action. The Broncos on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And he gets it to the 34, good enough for the first. And a timeout comes in. The whistles blow with 3 seconds remaining. The defense, they got a little bit of a breather. Now they're back and set as we resume play. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. To his knee goes Keenum, and that should be the ball game. Well, Charles, the old saying, the old cliche, if you will, points at a premium, that certainly applied here, didn't it?
And that almost felt like opened up a time capsule, didn't it? Old school football, low scoring, close game. What a way to finish it up.
You loved it, didn't you?
I
loved the defense.
I certainly did. Brought back the images of the game of old.
So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we say so long from Cincinnati.